All right. Welcome back, folks, to the FF Face-Off. My name is Michael Hoppick. Feel free to follow me on X at the FF Realist. And, flying solo today. Feeling a little bit better. We'll see how the throat does. But, we're going to give you a little bit of a Thursday night football talk. If you guys have any questions about that, we'll get to those. If you have any questions about Week 12, get to that as well. We do also have some good content on the channel right now. We've got Pete's DSD videos, not just for Week 12, but for the playoffs. So for all you people who want to know what defense you need to pick up, go ahead and check out that video for the playoff run. My Week 12 video for kickers is up. And obviously, my number one kicker on the week is Mr. Tyler Snoopaloop. So, we can all rejoice in that. But yeah, so we'll go through this show today. If you guys have any questions, I've got answers. I will just say I have been asked a few times already on X about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was a full participant in practice for the second day in a row. And people are saying, do I start Joe Burrow or do I not start Joe Burrow? Do I start him over this guy? Do I start him over that guy? If Joe Burrow plays, you start Joe Burrow. That's it. End of sentence. So there you go. But here we go. Mikey Jet comes in here with a kicker question. I'm not sure if we've ever kicked off a show before with a kicker question, but I like it. I'll take it. Cairo Santos or Chase McLaughlin this week. Yeah, I'm going with Cairo Santos. And by the way, I will also just say, as I get into this, I'll also tell you guys that when I do my streamers, it's players that are rostered in 35% or less of leagues. And Cairo Santos, at least as per Sleeper, at least as far as a few days ago, was right at that mark. I mean, managed to put up 15 points. And Santos has had 10 or more points in 3 out of his last 4 games. So we'd love to see that as well. So yeah, it's Cairo Santos. I do think McLaughlin has better weeks ahead. This is all matchup based, but yeah, give me Santos there. We got George Play 01 coming in here. What's up, man? What's up, George? Someone offered me Quinn and Sutton for Ladd. I'm 8-2. My wide receivers, Pickens, Ladd, Worthy, and Godwin. He did come out and say it's non-PPR league, by the way. First things I'll tell you, George, anybody that watches this show that knows me knows that when you tell me that there's no point per reception whatsoever, that is the soft porn of fantasy football. So we'll get to this trade in a second, but next year you need to find something that is a point per reception. That being out of the way. So someone offered you Quentin Johnson and Sutton for Ladd, and yeah, you're already doing good. Pickens, Ladd. Wait, are you said your wide receivers are Pickens, Ladd, Worthy, and Godwin? Are those the wide receivers you have now? Are you trading Ladd? I like whatever side's getting Ladd McConkey. I'll just put it to you that way. So if you already have Ladd, then I wouldn't move him. If you're getting Ladd, then I would make that move because it doesn't sound like you'll be hurting too much at wide receiver. So yeah, so that's what I would go with there. And by the way, George, feel free to come back and clear the air on that because it sounded like you were getting Ladd, but whatever. Anyway, I think I'll start Goff over Burrow. I mean, you can. I'm not, but I get it. I know when I say that, I'm just saying, like, people were just like, "Oh, do I start him?" Like, you're starting. I look at it this way. I go back to last year when Joe Burrow made that incredible run towards the end of the year, which fed a lot of fantasy football families. Won a lot of fantasy football championships, trying to get the Bengals into the playoffs. I mean, it's going to be the same sort of scenario. So I'm feeding off of what we saw last year and the back end of last year. That's what I'm anticipating from a returning Joe Burrow. And I don't think that defense is going to get any better. So they'll have plenty of opportunity to score points. So that's where I would go. Dickie Iggy, 21. What up, sir? Nice picture of a dog, of course. Hello. Do I start Woody tonight? I need an RB2, wide receiver 2 flex. I have Henderson, Kyron, JMO, and Olave. Yeah. I mean, if you need an RB2, you already have. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really interested in starting Woody. I mean, I like Henderson, Kyron, JMO, and Olave. I would rather not start Woody. I just don't have a lot of faith in Woody Marks. I mean, he's getting opportunity, but he's not. If you take a look at it, really, he's not doing a ton with the opportunity. So, if you're wondering if you can squeeze him into that lineup, then I would say no. Me personally, but feel free to elaborate on the back end. RKUOO. Okay. Devontae or Tet, thank you very much, sir. No, you're welcome very much. I'm gonna keep going with Devontae Adams here. He's a red zone machine. Um, I know that means that he's touchdown dependent, but he's also playing on a team with Matthew Stafford, who's playing absolutely out of his mind right now. So that's kind of an easy answer for me. It's going to be Devontae Adams. I shouldn't say easy. I have them ranked about 5 spots apart. So, yeah, give me Devontae Adams in that one. By the way, while you guys are here, feel free to hit the like button. It helps us out immensely. I mean, I say us, but it's me, but it is a lot of us behind the scenes. So Paul's coming in here with a question. Hello, PPR. That's more like it. See, we like PPR. Start Dart or Jones for QB and ETN or Marks for running back. Thank you. Well, I already kind of let the cat out of the bag. I don't really love Woody Marks, so I would go with Travis Etienne. In terms of the quarterback situation, and that's interesting because today Daniel Jones popped up on the injury report with a little bit of a calf issue. Now, listen, that just could be the Colts having to, follow proper protocol in terms of listing players on the injury report. But to me, if Dart's healthy, I'm going with Dart. Um, let me pull up the schedule here. I should have had that up already. That's my bad, guys, and I should have already known the game. But the Giants, I believe, was it? No, I don't want to guess. The Giants are at Detroit, so it's not the greatest matchup in the world, but Dart hasn't had the greatest matchups in the world, and he's still been able to produce points because he doesn't need to throw for a lot. He can run. While I do think that, listen, are we going to see a different sort of version of Jackson Dart when he comes back in terms of protecting himself? I hope so, but I would go Dart over Jones this week. The Colts, for what it's worth, are going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, give me Jackson Dart as long as he's healthy, and I'll go Travis Etienne over Woody Marks. We've also got S coming in here, full point per reception. Genty, Judkins, Tootin, or Benson if he plays. Let me see this. We got the Raiders. The Raiders are home against the Browns this week, and then we've got the Browns are on the road in Las Vegas. So there you go. So there's that. It's one of those two plays for me, to be God's honest with you. And you said this is full point per reception. I'm trying to pull up my rankings here. If I'm going with that, I'm going to take one of those first two backs you mentioned, and yeah, I'll go Ashton Genty. I've got Ashton Genty right now at 14th. I've got Judkins a little farther back on this list. Yeah, I think Genty. I mean, we're all waiting for a huge game from him. We had one earlier on this year. He hasn't really been able to do it on a consistent basis, but yeah, give me Ashton Genty in that spot. Albert coming in as always, frequent listener. Hello, Albert. Nice to see you. But yeah, what else we got here? Mike coming back in here. Would you start Nico Collins today or Ted McMillan? I honestly, I'm going Nico Collins here, and because Nico Collins, even with Mills at quarterback, Mills has thrown a lot of passes, and I know some people are of the mindset that hey, maybe the Texans aren't going to want him to throw the ball as much. To which I would say, why not? I mean, it's not like you're preserving Davis Mills for anything, and you look at these last 2 weeks. He's had 7 targets last week. 15 targets in week 10, 10 targets last week. Produced 136 yards in week 10, no touchdown, 92 yards and a touchdown last week. Yeah, I'm starting Nico Collins today. This is nothing against Ted McMillan. Just it appears that it does not matter who the quarterback is for Nico Collins because the quarterback knows the assignment, and that is to feed Nico Collins. So yeah. Yes, I would trade Ladd. Okay, so you would be trading Ladd, and you would be getting back in that case. Where are you? You're up here. You'd be getting back Quinton and Sutton. I mean, I guess you're just adding depth, right? I mean, Pickens, Worthy, Godwin. I don't know if I do that trade because to me, but has Ladd been that consistent? No, he really hasn't. You know what? I'll do it for the depth. I'll take the depth. I'll take. I think Cortland Sutton's going to be your lead wide receiver too. Then moving forward, but you know what? After thinking about it, yes, I would go ahead and do that. Thank you for clarifying, George. Jared coming in here, and he wants to know. I want to know if people can hit the like button. I've got 18 people in here. 17. Someone just left. They didn't like that. But if I can get some likes, that'd be great. Jared coming in here. Hey, Hoff, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm getting ready to get this over with and go get myself some wings. Thinking some Texas teriyaki, perhaps. We shall see. So he says, "How are you?" That's how I am. And this is my RB room heading into the playoffs. Thoughts: Cook, Tootin, Monty, Henderson, Vidal, PPR redraft, trade deadline pass. Yeah, I think you're doing okay with that. Obviously, you don't have much of a choice in terms of trade deadline. Um, yeah, I think you're in pretty good shape. I would continue to check the waiver wire in case something goes wrong with the back end of your running backs. But Hampton should be back soon, so that'll kind of squash some of the Vidal value that he was giving you. But yeah, I think you're in good shape, man. Zach Linton coming in here and says, yo, Zach, how you doing? Um, and we got Dick Egan here again, and he says, Dicker is available, but I don't have a roster spot. Do I pick him up and take the L on kicker this week? My kicker is Pinheiro. I don't like taking the L on kicker, because it ultimately, and listen, this depends. Like, are you 8-2? Are you? Well, I mean, we're heading to week 12, whatever. But, do you have a great record? Are you sitting in first place comfortably, or are you battling for a playoff spot? If you're battling for a playoff spot, or if you're in a logjam standing wise, I personally don't love the idea of taking an L on kicker. Um, so if you got to drop Pinheiro, you got to drop Pinheiro, because Pinheiro's not going to play this week. They picked up Matthew Gay. He's on the practice squad. He's going to play. It's just a matter of how many weeks Pinheiro misses, not if he misses this week. So I would prepare for that. Dicker's a great kicker. Dicker the kicker, but the Chargers are on a bye this week. So I mean, get back to me on that. I can help you resolve that kicker situation. But I don't love taking the L there. We got Josh coming in here saying Woody Marks or Alvin Kamara. This might be in Alvin Kamara. This might be a Woody Marks spot. Sorry. Let me just double check something here. I'm pulling up some of the rankings I got. So here in this case, yeah, this is one where you're going to get me to go with Woody Marks here. I mean, I hate to say it. Listen, Alvin Kamara is one of my biggest misses of this of this entire fantasy football season. I'll do the old fantasy football walk of shame on that. I expected a ton of targets. I expected a ton of receptions, a ton of touchdowns. It's just not happening there in New Orleans. So, yeah, in that particular spot, give me Woody Marks. That's who I'll go to on that one. And thanks for the question, Josh. We've got Resorb 7102. Let's just go with that and pretend like that's the thing. If Bucky Irving doesn't play, is Sean Tucker a start this week against the Rams? Yes, he is, even though the Rams aren't giving up a ton of points to the running back position. I'm just getting that here. Give me one hot second. Yeah, I mean, no, I still think Sean Tucker, I think based on what he did last week alone, you're putting him back out there. I mean, yeah, the Rams are allowing the third fewest points to the running back position, only 3 touchdowns total on the year. I'd still put him out there. If you're worried and if you have other names, feel free to drop them back in here and I'll get back to it. But I mean, on the surface, yes. If Bucky Irving does not play, then I would play Sean Tucker. Yes. And we've got the Colin Hobbs. We'll go with that. And he says this is a PPR question: Dart or Darnold? And then tight end Otten or Theo Johnson. Who do we have the Seahawks going up against? The Seahawks. The Seahawks are going up against, play the Jeopardy music for me really quick. Where the hell are you, Seattle? What are you doing over here? There you are. You're in Tennessee. And Tennessee's supposed to be a nice weather game. Let me see this here. Yeah, I think Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll do Sam Darnold in this spot. I know I was puffing my chest out about Jackson Dart earlier, but I think I'd go Sam Darnold in this spot personally. Um, Titans are kind of middle of the road in terms of points allowed to quarterback. They're actually back to back with the Detroit Lions. Um, yeah, I think I'd go Sam Darnold in this spot based on the passing yards that the Tennessee Titans are allowing on the year. 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. So yeah, I'd go Darnold there. In terms of tight end, Otten or Theo Johnson, I feel like I've been so out on Cade Otton, and yet I've been getting asked about Cade Otton so much. I mean, is this I mean, I get it. I guess he had 3 straight weeks there, 12.1, 10.1, 13.5, then sputtered to 8, then 17.2, then 4.8. You know what though? Given the matchup, I hate to say this, I will go Kate Otten after I just tried to shit on him. Yeah, I'll go Kate Otten in that spot. So two names I normally wouldn't pick. I'll go Sam Darnold and I'll go Kate Otten there. That's who I would roll with. And yeah, he's asking the same question again. If Bucky doesn't start, would you start Sean Tucker or ETN or Aaron Jones? I personally would like to do based on matchup alone, because I know Sean Tucker was incredible last week. I think I'd rather do ETN over Sean Tucker personally. Um, but again, if Bucky doesn't, yeah, I think I'd still go ETN because I don't love the matchup. The matchup is not great this week for running backs in Tampa Bay. So um, Jonathan coming in here is Jonathan Santiago saying trade James Cook for Lad McConkey and Aaron Jones. I mean, I guess you could. I'm curious here, and you can comment back, Jonathan. We're about almost 10 minutes behind on questions, so I'll catch up. But feel free to answer back as to what your running backs are, because I'm curious. If you're giving up James Cook, you're probably giving up one of the bigger pieces of your running back room. So I'd like to hear what you have left before I say pull that trigger. But on the surface, I mean, I don't hate the value of it. Diggy coming back in here. Need RB2 and flex and a wide receiver. Henderson, Kyron, Olave, and JMO. So he needs an RB2. He needs a flex. So basically, there's one out here. I'm gonna say Henderson and Kyron are going to be my RB2 and my flex. Wide receiver two. I know Jameson Williams has been going. He's been producing consistently. Finally, to coin a phrase from a popular Disney song, for the first time in forever. But no, I think I'd go. I think I'll go Chris Olave here. I mean, Chris Olave. I know the Saints are just coming off a bye, but if you look at the work that he did in that last week, got 5 of 8 targets, 104 yards, a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns back in week 7. I apologize, but even then, he's still catching. He's caught at least 5 balls in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Yeah, he's caught 5 or more passes in 5 of the last 6 games. So consistently getting passes here. I forget if this is PPR Diggy Iggy, but even if it's full point or half point, give me that volume that's coming the way of Chris Olave. And then I'll take the 2 running backs there as well to fill that out. Asking again, starting. Yeah. I answered. But yeah. I would rather go ETN there. So Reeves coming back in here. This might be stupid, but Justin Jefferson, Alec Pierce, Michael Wilson start 1.5 point per reception. Worried about Green Bay defense against McCarthy. Yeah, listen, I'm facing the same sort of situation, just without Alec Pierce. I'm still personally putting Justin Jefferson out there. I just don't have the stomach to sit him over Michael Wilson, even with that incredible week Michael Wilson had last week when Brissett decided to complete 47 passes against the San Francisco 49ers. But I'm still going to put Justin Jefferson out there. I'll say this though. If you tell me, hey, I put Michael Wilson there because I'm tired of dealing with it and I'm worried about it, I'm not going to judge you. I would judge you if you did Alec Pierce. But Michael Wilson, you have my blessing. But if you want to know what I would do, I would be going with Justin Jefferson in that spot still. Nino Pina 7054. I think I pronounced that correctly. Who cares? I care a little bit, somewhat, sort of, in a way. Not completely, though. But he's got an ugly one this week. Start 1 wide receiver and 2 flex. Jacoby, Jaden Higgins, Tez, Algier, Hunt, Pacheco. That's not too ugly. I've seen. Well, we've gotten worse questions here. Which, by the way, feel free to join us on the Sunday live show. We answer a ton of these questions. But also, while you guys are here, feel free to hit the like button. Helps us out immensely. But start 1 wide receiver. I'm going right away. I'll tell you. I'll go Jacoby Jones. Jacoby Myers. Jesus. 2 flexes. Give me, in this case, I'm going to go Algier and I'm going to go Kareem Hunt in this spot because to me, Kareem Hunt is always sneaky with the touchdowns. I'll go Algier, I'll go Hunt, and then I'll go Jacoby Myers. That's how I would do that if I were you, Nino. Thank you for the question. Here's a good one. We got Rosh coming in here. Chase Brown or Javonte Williams this week. You know, I'm curious to see if it's another week with Joe Flacco. I think I like Chase Brown a little bit more. Um, these guys are like literally, I have them ranked back to back. I'll tell you this, I'll go Javonte Williams, but I'll say that if Joe Flacco is the quarterback, then I would go with Chase Brown. I just think that if Joe Burrow is the quarterback, there's gonna be a lot more throwing downfield, yes, even with Jamar Chase serving that one-game suspension. So if it's Joe Flacco, I'll go Chase Brown. If it's Joe Burrow, I'll go Javonte Williams. Either way, I think you're getting a similar return from both of those players. Um, Sandy's coming in here. Is the Detroit Lions defense a good play this week? Just need a defense that won't get negative points. Well, I mean, they are going up against the Giants. I'll say, obviously, your ability to score more points against the Giants will be dictated by if Jackson Dart plays or not. I believe he practiced in full today, so I know they're aiming to get him back. And that's not to say that you're not going to be able to score points as a defense outside of that, but if Jackson Dart doesn't play, then absolutely you fire up the Detroit Lions defense. I would also recommend that you listen to Pete Nova. It's in our archives here. He did the Week 12 defensive video just a couple days ago. So he always updates his rankings on X. But yeah, check out that video and see what he's got there. I'm going to take a quick sip. Nice little Gatorade Zero. Never hurt anybody, I don't think. If they did, they'd probably lie about it. All right. Wicked Jester 408 coming in here. Flacco, Bryce Young, or Burrow if he plays. Or I can try and pick up Baker. Again, if Burrow plays, I'm playing him. I don't make the rules. That's what's happening. And if Burrow doesn't play, I wonder what you mean by you can try and pick up Baker. Does that mean I would assume that means you need to acquire him in a trade. So I'm curious of what the parameters of that trade might look like. You can always let me know. But I mean, again, if Burrow plays, it's all a moot point. You're playing Burrow. If Burrow doesn't play, and if you can't get Baker, then I would go. I would go with Flacco. I would go Flacco over Bryce Young. Bryce Young is going against the 49ers on Monday Night Football. I know the 49ers, while they did score, 6 defensive points, they did give up a ton of passes to Jacoby Brissett. I'm just not sure that that's recreated by Bryce Young this week. So, but yeah, I would go with Flacco then at that point. And then we've got, thank you. Nice. Yeah, tough call. Yes, it is. But I mean, I hope it helps you either way. Otten or Johnson? I feel like I got this question earlier. I went with Kate Otten. I'm not sure if that's it. Oh, Jawan Johnson. Not Theo Johnson. Okay. That makes things more interesting. Maybe I shouldn't assume the player, right? That would be, if it's Jawan Johnson or Kate Otten in that particular matchup, yeah, I'm going to go Kate Otten, but Kate Otten is closer to Jawan Johnson than a Theo Johnson. But yeah, give me Kate Otten in that spot. That's where I'll roll. Let me scroll down here a little bit more. Thank you for all these questions, guys. By the way, feel free to hit the like button as long as you're in here. Jonathan San Diego coming back in here. And let me see. These are I'm getting a random text. James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Wilson, Tracy, Benson, Charbs, wide receiver, St. Brown, Pickens, Wandale, Sutton. So that was the question based on if you should make that trade from earlier. Yeah, you can make that trade then. You can. It sounds like things with Jacobs is going to be fine. Doesn't sound like a big deal. Benson's on the way back. Charbonnet, listen, I don't. If people watch the show enough, they know me. I don't trust Seattle Seahawks running backs. I just never want to deal with the headache. And shocker, once again, it's a headache. Who would have told you that? But anyway, yeah, I would still do that trade, man. So let me see this here. Wicked Jester 408, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Adams, Jennings, Higgins, Pickens, Pittman Jr., RBs, CMC, Javonte Williams, Chase Brown, Raiders or Texans, DST this week. I'll tell you right now, I'm going Raiders. I always tell everybody to go ahead and check out Pete's defensive rankings, but I'm going Raiders over Texans. I know we got the Texans game coming up in over about an hour and a half or so, a little over an hour and a half. But if I'm going two running backs here, I'm going Javonte Williams. I'm going CMC. I know I mentioned if Joe Flacco plays, I'll go Chase Brown. So keep that in mind between him and Javonte. CMC is obviously you're putting him in there. I'm going to go with Devontae Adams. I'm going to go with George Pickens, and I'm going to make my flex T. Higgins because I think T. Higgins is going to get fed regardless of who's the quarterback is, T. Higgins is going to get fed. Joe Flacco is very good at knowing the assignment. Throw it to the talented wide receiver. He will do so again this week. And we got Ryan K. We'll call you Ryan K. It just sounds cool. Half point per reception. Start one. BTJ, Charbonnet, Spears, and Pearsall. Well, sounds like Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be back. I want to just double check that before I just throw that out there into the wind. If Brian Thomas is healthy, I will go with Brian Thomas. And I'll pull up the news here. Still a little bit limited, actually. You know what? If that's the case, oh my God. I get ugh. If BTJ is limited in any kind of way, you're gonna go Charbonnet. I fucking hate saying that because I just cursed out Seattle Seahawks running backs. I don't trust them at all. But if that's the case, I want to double check one other thing actually. It's so annoying. I hate Seattle Seahawks running backs with every fiber of my being. And it's not even a 49er thing. It's just you can't trust them. You can't trust them at all. Look at this though. Yeah. Yep. No. Yep. No. You're going sharp. Actually, I think you're going Charbonnet regardless. I hate that I'm saying that to you. But yeah, you're going Charbonnet regardless. Let's get to the next question. Dave Harvey, 8074. So Dave Harvey, Jerry Rice, Joe Staley wants to know pick 3, BTJ, Pearsall, Dubs, Tez, or Mooney. I'll say this. I'm intrigued by Mooney. So Mooney's going to get picked here. If Brian Thomas is a go, I'll pick Brian Thomas. Then I would go. We got the Green Bay Packers here. Where are we? Green Bay at Green Bay. Let me double check the weather because I'm a fan of checking the weather since I look at all kicker stuff now. Now I'm so used to just looking at the weather all the time. So let's check that out. It's actually very easy when you go on ESPN. You can click the link for the tickets and stuff. It takes you right to the weather report. Let me see what we got Sunday. Sunday don't look too bad. Yeah, you know what? I would be sitting Pearsall and Tez out of these names. Listen, I'm a diehard 49er fan. I just need to see some consistency from Pearsall. I know he just got back last week, so I'm not trying to rush the guy, but I need a little bit more consistency before I'm starting him over certain players. Lightning McQueen. I hope it's a real Lightning McQueen because that would be pretty cool. Full point per reception. Pick 3, Javonte, Will, B. Hall, Woody Marks, Chase Brown. I'm going Javonte Williams. I'm going Breece Hall, and I'm going Chase Brown. Woody Marks is the odd man out. I'm only starting Woody Marks under a certain set of circumstances. I just put together my DK showdown lineup for this evening, and I won't tell you the whole lineup because some people who are playing with me might be watching, but he is not in there. I'll give you that little nugget. Baker was dropped this morning. What kind of league are you in? That Baker, if that's Baker Mayfield was dropped this morning, I don't know if you're in a 4-man league or what, but go pick him up. Just at that point, you're picking him up just so other people can't have him. Yeah, I would pick him up. So, and then if Burrow plays, that's getting back to that. I believe it was Burrow. If Burrow plays, I play Burrow over Baker. If Burrow is out, I play Baker over Flacco. And I apologize, I forget who the other quarterback was, but I could scroll up, but I don't feel like it. But yeah, I remember saying that if you could get Baker, I would do Baker if Burrow doesn't play. So yeah, I would do that. And yeah, very, very interesting that he was dropped. I'm sure. If you have any open spots next year, let me know. I would love to hang. J Pool 828821. I sometimes read out the numbers just to check my eyesight to see if see if my eyes are failing me because I am getting old. My starters are Lamar, CMC, Brees, Nico, Tet, Kittle, love Kittle, Flex, Tyler Warren, bench, Pierce, Judkins, Watson, Franklin, and Sutton on bye. Should I flex someone else on my bench? Judkins over Brees. The Jets, the goddamn Jets. Let me take a look at this here. Where is that? Do I have that video? I don't have it. I think I have the sound. I'm not sure why everybody cares about that, but I do have it somewhere.
The goddamn Jets.
The Jets are going to be at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm double checking something. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's yeah, it's yeah. You know what? Give me Judkins. I'll still go Judkins. That's close, but I'll still go Judkins in that spot. Appreciate the question. Love the lineup, and Kittle is gonna feed families down this stretch. I'm telling you right now. So, if you were able to hang on to him through the injury, through a 0-point game when he came back from injury, to some underwhelming games, Kittle's about to go off right now. So, enjoy the ride. Kells 22 coming in. Ricky Pierce, Sean Tucker. Ricky put up a dud last week, so I'm a little nervous. Yeah, so am I, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to double check. I'm actually curious to see what his target share was in that game. Seemed very Kittle heavy, Kittle CMC heavy, pretends to not be shocked. Yeah, only 2 targets last week, 1 catch for a whopping 0 yards. Yeah, if Irving's out, obviously, no doubt you're playing Sean Tucker. I think I'd even do Sean Tucker over Ricky Pearsall, even if no, I can't do that actually. No, I can't fucking do that. No, never mind. If Bucky plays, then I'll go Pearsall. But yeah, you're grabbing a pair of rosary beads or whatever you're interested in praying to, and you're hoping for the best. And that game, the 49er game is on Monday night, so you'd need to make that decision before when do the Bucks play? Oh, Bucks play Sunday night. So you'd have to decide that by Sunday evening who you're I imagine that's a flex spot situation. So KLD, my bad. KLD 1097, Justin Jefferson or Chase Brown PPR. I'm still going Justin Jefferson. I get it. I know it's been frustrating. I know you're looking at his name in there and you're probably going to the dentist because you're sawing down your own teeth because you're so damn frustrated with it. But yeah, I'm still going Justin Jefferson in that spot. But I get the frustration. I have him rostered in a few leagues too. I almost put him on the trade block in one of my dynasty leagues today, but I did not. So if any of you dynasty players that are in that league are listening, holler at me. But the next question we've got here is going to be Colston, Loveland, or Kate Otten. I will finally pick against Kate Otten. Give me Colston, Loveland in the matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not far off, but give me Colston, Loveland in that spot. And then Jonathan, Johnny boy. Chase Brown, Henderson, Kyron Odunze, Egbuka, Metcalf need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. PPR, thank you. No, thank you for watching. Hopefully you hit the like button. If you did, I'll just give you a premature. I'll give you a premature thank you if you didn't. Chase Brown, Henderson, Kyron. I'm going Kyron. I'm going Henderson too. You said you need 2 running backs. I know people are like, if we get Ramondre back this week, I know some people are going to worry. Are we going to get reverted back to Henderson collecting dust on the shelf with the elf on the shelf because 'tis the season? But yeah, no, I still think Henderson's done enough in these last 2 weeks to get some more work. I think it's almost like a Rico Dowdle situation when Chuba Hubbard was out. So give me Kyron, give me Henderson. In terms of the wide receivers, I'm going to go Egbuka here. I'm going to go Odunze. And then if I have to go with the flex in PPR, I'm afraid of what's going on with the quarterback with Pittsburgh. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play. I know he wants to. I know it's against the Bears, so I know he would love to go out there and stick it to the Bears one last time. But I'm going to go Chase Brown there. I'm going to err on the side of caution instead of DK Metcalf. Metcalf's frustrating to begin with, too. It's not like we're talking about a juggernaut wide receiver who could be put into a potentially bad spot. So, yeah, that's where I would go there. We go into red zone. And by the way, what name is this? 9140. Where's your regular name? What are you doing? Anyway, never. He wants to get some Texas teriyaki too. Josh Allen or Drake May, who should I start this week? Yeah, and you asked me this via text, but I did get asked this actually by somebody else on Twitter. And actually got asked about it on our Discord, which by the way, we have a Discord for FF Face Off. I'll put the link in here at some point in case you guys want to join. You can talk football with us all the time. Call me crazy. I'm going Drake May in this spot. It's not by much. It's not, I'm not puffing the ego of Drake May too much, and I'm not discrediting Josh Allen for fantasy. Obviously, we saw what Josh Allen did last week. Um, I'm going Drake May. Am I going to fall out of my chair if I turn out to be wrong? I won't, because it's Josh Allen. Everybody loves Josh Allen. But yeah, I'm going Drake May in that spot. Road less traveled spot. Let's do it. Thelma and Louise style. Come with me. Let's go off the cliff. Um, Thank you. Love all the info. Your videos are great. Very helpful for my first year. Very appreciated. Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that you're playing fantasy. It's your first year. Hope you enjoy the ride. Hope you come back for more madness. Um, Guy didn't make the playoffs, dropped the whole team and got new team. What the fuck? What kind of league are you in, sir? I'll tell you what, for a first year, you are in a rather unorthodox league. I'll just put you that way. Um, yeah. Find some more. Actually, no, because you're probably going to steal their money. Yeah, you know what? Keep playing with them. Screw it. But do find another league. Play more than one league. I'm in, 12 or 13, 14? I don't know. My head hurts on Sundays when I set lineups. Lewis, yeah, we'll just call you Louis. We'll call you Louis 7032. Would you start Michael Wilson over Jennings or Alec Pierce this week? Also, Emmanuel Wilson over Kenneth Walker. No, and again, this is going to be the reoccurring theme between now and Sunday. I hate Seattle Seahawks running backs, but I love the matchup. So I'm going to tell you, go Kenneth Walker. And I would start Michael Wilson over Jennings and Alec Pierce. I know I looked up Ricky P's numbers, that being Ricky Pearsall. Let me just double check Juwan Jennings here and his numbers last week. They weren't bad. They were pretty good. PPR 9.4 points, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 54 yards. So yeah, I'm gonna go Michael Wilson in this spot because I think listen, we had the 49ers offense on the field together for the first time, like a healthy 49ers offense since week 1. So it's getting back to one of those hard to feed everybody. So yeah, I would go Michael Wilson in that spot. Let me see. What are your thoughts on Herbert rest of the season? I was offered a trade for him, and I can use a QB badly super flex, but Chargers O line. Listen, I think the Chargers' offensive line is ultimately going to be their downfall. As far as a team, as far as their aspirations to reach the Super Bowl. But in terms of, I still think Justin Herbert, while he might have a hard time here and there, I still think he's going to be a good quarterback. I'm taking a look at the rest of the strength of schedule. Strength of schedule is not great. Week 16 is incredible, is incredibly good. You were offered a trade for him. I'm curious to hear if you're still watching. Let me know what you currently have, and then I'll tell you if you should pull the trigger or not. But I mean, I have, and I'm not panicking. But put it that way. J Pool 828821 coming in. Dalton Schultz or Jawan Johnson. I'm going Dalton Schultz tonight. I will give another spoiler, even though one person clearly is in here that is setting a lineup probably with me tonight. I do have Dalton Schultz in my showdown lineup tonight, so I like Dalton Schultz. Give me that right there. Do you trust Henderson once Stevenson comes back? This coming from Manny3712. I think that's all a matter of, we haven't heard anything definitive from Mike Vrabel, and we're not going to. Mike Vrabel is one of those coaches who is very good at not giving any information, but saying enough, unlike some other schmucks. I'm looking at you, Aaron Glenn. But yeah, so no, I don't think we're going to be able to really have a definitive answer to that. I think we're just got to see what happens when the game starts this weekend. I will just say, like I said before, I'll just reiterate it. I mean, if we look at what Henderson did the last 2 weeks, I think that's almost like it's almost like a Rico Dowdle sort of situation in what he did. When I'm sorry, I'm typing something. What Rico Dowdle did when Chuba Hubbard was out. I think it's that kind of situation. I mean, Henderson these last 2 weeks, he's had 147 yards, 62 yards, and what are we looking at? 5 total touchdowns in 2 games. It's hard to just put on ice. So is he going to have as big of a target share as he had these last 2 weeks? Clearly not. But has he carved himself more of a role of what he had than when Ramondre first went out? He's carved a larger role. I feel confident saying that at least, but we won't know until Toe actually meets ball. Poke Varsity coming in here. Schultz, Fannin, Mason T, Brock Wright, or Fant. Porter on IR. Yeah, we can't have nice things. Even though was Porter really that nice for a while? While I do like Schultz, I'm going Noah Fant here. I like the matchup more. It would be a 2-horse race for me between Fant and Schultz this week, but give me Fant in that spot. And I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So we're gonna, you know what? Let's call you Pie Doug. Or is that what it is? That might be what it is. Fuck, I just did. I just broke the code. Would you trade Bucky Irving for Jalen Warren and Gainwell? I need to win badly to stay in the playoff race. What have they said actually about Bucky Irving? Now, let me double check that. That's kind of important to know before I tell you what the hell to do here, right? You would think, maybe, sort of, in a way. As I'm typing, I'll just keep talking awkwardly. Bucky Irving. Yeah. Yeah, he's practicing, but if you need to win desperately enough, I'll tell you this, man. It's a dangerous road you're going down to put your fantasy football life in Arthur Smith's hands because he don't give a shit about you or me. Um, I'll tell you this: I would put if you do the trade, I don't hate the trade. If you do it, I would start Gainwell over Jalen Warren this week. I'll put it to you that way. Um, I'd like to get a little more concrete information on Bucky Irving. I mean, you should hear something definitive by tomorrow as to if he's going to play. We would hope. I know sometimes teams wait till Saturday, but I mean, I would wait and check that out. Let's run through a couple more of these questions. Jay Poole coming back in here. Pick one: Tyler Warren, Pierce, Watson, or Judkins. Salute to you. I'm going Judkins in that spot. Let's kind of hammer through some of these. Cook or Henderson for the fantasy football playoffs. If you're talking about James Cook, I want to just check one thing here. Pull up ye old strength of schedule. Strength of schedule is important, even though. Oh my God. That is fucking juicy. Oof. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, this sounds stupid, but the answer is actually going to be Trevion Henderson. Now here's the thing. It's Trevion Henderson in terms of the matchups that await him in the fantasy football playoffs. It's all incredible matchups. It's all teams in the top 12 in terms of most points allowed per game to the running back position. So we love to see that. And yeah, you got James Cook going up against the Patriots in week 15, then at Cleveland in week 16, week 17, which ought to be the fantasy football championship. Two things I always say: if you're in a league that's got standard, you need to get the hell out. If you're in a league that has the playoff, that has a championship in week 18, you need to get the hell out. I think I go Henderson there. Call me crazy. That matchup is juicy as hell. Pinheiro or McLaughlin or McPherson rest of season in playoffs. If Pinheiro returns and he is good to go and healthy, the answer would be Pinheiro. If not, then it's McLaughlin. That would be how I would go. Thank you. Keep up the great content. I will. I'll try. Thanks for the advice, brother. It's really greatly appreciated. Salute anytime. Happy to help. And what else we got here? Spicy Cloud 6413. If you're a Spicy Cloud, you should have like a tamale or something in your picture. I don't know. Maybe work on that tonight while you watch the game. Start Dalton Schultz or Hunter Henry at tight end this week. I love Hunter Henry this week. I know I just talked about Dalton Schultz earlier. This matchup for Hunter Henry, I think this is a really good one. We got the Patriots going up against, where the hell are you, New England? New England at Cincinnati. Yeah, what's not to love about with the Cincinnati defense? Let me pull this up here too, in terms of what the Cincinnati Bengals have allowed. Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals have allowed 66 receptions, 808 yards, and 12 touchdowns. The next worst team in terms of touchdowns allowed, you'd have to go to the Dolphins and the Jaguars, who are tied for 7 touchdowns allowed. That's how far ahead the Bengals are in terms of touchdowns allowed to the tight end position. Give me Hunter Henry in that spot all day long. Of course, I got to keep watching. This is super useful. Well, I'm super happy to hear it. Goff or Jackson Dart? Detroit Lions, we said, we're going up against the New York Football Giants. And it's obviously vice versa. It's the second time I did that. It's very awkward when I do that. Yeah, listen, I would love to tell you Jackson Dart, but I gotta cooler heads got to prevail here. I got to go Jared Goff in this spot. I will just say I'm super interested to see what version of Jackson Dart we get. Are we going to see the run and gun or not? Or at least are we going to see him dive like a maniac? Hopefully not. But yeah, I would go Jared Goff there. Schultz is my captain, so I'm broadcasting that. If anybody's playing in our showdown, yeah. Our resident troll ATL, who's coming at us from a different location, 9140. Schultz is captain, so feel free to tail him on that. Trade Herbert, Olave, RJ for Jetta, Bucky, Kincaid. Superflex half point per reception. My team. Goff, JD5 Show, ETN. Why am I reading so low? Jones, Warren, Jetta, Nico, Pierce, Michael Wilson, Hunter Henry. So you're trading. You're getting. Well, it sounds like it's the reverse. You're trading for her, right? You were trading for Herbert in this scenario. I don't think it's a super flex though. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I do that actually. Screw that. Actually, yeah, I do that. Yep. Because then you can be concerned about Justin Herbert, but I mean he's your second quarterback. There's be other teams likely in your league, unless you're in an 8-man league, that would kill to have a second quarterback like Justin Herbert, even if you're concerned. I would do that deal. This is for my second PPR league. Pick 3 wide receivers: Nico, Justin Jefferson, Higgins, or T Mac. Pick the RB2. I'm starting Dowdle. Hall or Genty. Thanks again. And yes, I like the video. Thank you. Brees Hall would be the answer in terms of the running back, too. In terms of the wide receiver, I'm picking 3. I'm going Nico Collins, like I mentioned earlier. It doesn't matter that it's Mills under center. We still have Collins getting a good amount of targets. I'm going now. Here's the question: is that if that's Jaden Higgins, he's out of the conversation. If it's T Higgins, then I'm going Justin Jefferson and T Higgins. If that's Jaden Higgins for any reason, then I go T Mac instead of Higgins. If you quote all that. So let me see. How many more questions we got here? Oh, we don't have many left. Oh, let's go over here. What was this? Oh, all right. Well, we'll get to you in a second, William Stevens. I was going to cut the line, but I do have to uphold my reputation here, even though my reputation's shit. The Citizen 6860 traded Puka and Harvey for Javonte Williams and Waddle. I need RB bad, and I'm a game and a half back of the last spot. 3 weeks left. It's PPR. I have no RBs except for Mark. I have Tet and CD. What the hell happened to your running backs, dude? Traded Puka and Harvey for. Well, I like that. So if you got Javonte, I'm happy that you got Javonte, but yeah, you're gonna have to make another trade somewhere. Maybe if you have a quarterback you can downgrade from. I mean, I had Lamar Jackson and I pulled off a trade and I ended up getting Jahmyr Gibbs and Waddle and I think something else too. You might have to downsize at a certain position here to upgrade at running back, but without me knowing your entire roster, it's hard to do. You can feel free after this show's over. You can fire your roster into the comments, and I mean I'd be happy to help you out. Or if you're on Twitter at the FF Realist, you can hit me up there. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Pie Doug coming back. Kareem Hunt is available on the waiver wire. If he's available, then there it goes. Am I good to cut Bo Nix and just roll with Purdy rest of the season? I'll find a replacement for week 14 bye. Yes. If that's the case, yes, I think you could do that. I love Bo Nix. I'm a Bo Nix truther. I really am. But in terms of fantasy football, I'll take Purdy over Bo Nix. Yeah, I mean, that's not to say Bo Nix ain't going to come out and give you some good games. It's not like he's death for fantasy. I expect him to be more consistent for fantasy. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you could drop in, pick up Purdy. You'll be okay. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you watching. So there you go. And good luck to you. Pickens or Edbuka for the fantasy football playoffs. Let's check this here. Might as well. We check it for everything else, right? The old strength of schedule. I don't know why I'm talking low when I'm scrolling. It's weird. It's awkward. It's making me sound like a creep. I don't like it. Let me see. Maybe I should just yell loud noises. Uh, yeah, I mean, listen, this one's close. I mean, both are good. Both wide receivers are good. Both wide receivers are going to get targets. I'm not in love with the strength of schedule, but sometimes when you look at strength of schedule, it's like don't think it's like if it's a bad strength of schedule, be like, oh, I could never play this guy. Just know that there might be it might not be ideal every single week. I will go Pickens slightly over Ibuka, but I mean, I think both are fine options. Manny 3712, thank you for your question. Appreciate you. How many likes we have? We have 22 likes, 22 people watching. Fantastic. Love you guys for that. Easy Money Sniper BD. I'm worried about Shakir tonight. Shakira. Yeah, so am I. What a shocker. We live in a world where Buffalo Bills have mediocre wide receivers again. I for one, am stunned. In PPR, which 2 out of 3 would you go with? Shakir, Parker Washington, Luther Burden. Shit. As worried as you and I both are about Shakir, I mean Parker Washington is the constant here. I'll take Parker Washington. After that, man, I'm going Shakir. I'm going Shakir over Luther Burton. I know the Texans defense is tough, but they've been kind of chipped away at in terms of fantasy points the last 2 weeks for as good as they were prior to that. Yeah, I'd go Shakir and I'd go Parker Washington. That would be my plays. At K Space 91, pick one, Dobbs, Booty, Godwin, or Shakir. In this case, I'm going Dobbs. I will go with Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs, I know, I talked about, the mediocrity that is the Buffalo Bills wide receivers. But if I could just pull up something for a hot second, because I mean, I have Romeo Dobbs. I don't have a ton of shares of other Packer wide receivers because I don't like to have too many logs in that fire, so to speak. But I mean, yeah, Remo Dobbs has 114.9 fantasy points in PPR. The next best wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers is Matthew Golden. He's not so golden, but he's got 57.1 points. That was a Harry Styles reference I just pulled out of my ass. Only 32 targets, too, for Matthew Golden, while Romeo Dobbs has 64. Yeah, I'd go Dobbs in that spot. Clearly, he's the wide receiver getting the most work there. We are going to cut this soon, just so people know, because there are wings that have to be purchased at some point. My man William Stevenson said, my man Pots and Pans, 2 QB league, starting Baker and Hurts, was offered A.J. Brown for Dart or J.J. for Dart. And Manuel Wilson, already starting CD, Nico, and Olave and watering at my mouth for potential lineups. Which do I do? Well, was offered AJ for Dart. So somebody wants Dart from you. You have Dart as well as those two. Yeah, I would go the JJ Dart and the Wilson side of things in case God forbid something goes wrong with Jacobs and that knee. I would go with that side of it personally. AJ Brown's feeding families with the with the Philadelphia press with some of these comments he's giving. But yeah, love your analysis each week. Thank you very much. Full point per reception. Would you start Judkins or Swift? Also, pick 3: JJ, Olave, Diggs, Wilson. Thank you. No, thank you, kind sir. I'll go Judkins. In terms of the wide receivers, you got to pick 3 here. I'm going Olave, and honest to God, I'm happy Olave, knock on wood, has stayed healthy so far this year. Then I'll go JJ, and I'm going to go Stephon Diggs in the old revenge game narrative because I know some people would say it doesn't matter. He's played already. That doesn't matter to Stephon Diggs. And William Stevens said, "Love you, bro. Love you too, man." Start Schultz or Fergie Ferg. We love you a long time. I would go Dalton Schultz. We're going to wrap this puppy up because top of wings, my throat's starting to hurt because I've been sick with a cold for like a week and a half. Not worried about it. If it was the 1700s, I'd be dead already. Pierce Kelly, 4583. Best flex option, Parker Washington, Loveland, or Dortch, or a highly available waiver wire ad off the top of your head. I mean, I can't really help with the back end of that because honestly, there's so many leagues. It's hard for me to say, this guy or that guy. I mean, it's easier to do that when it's like actual waiver wire time. I don't know who's dropped, who's picked up. You can always put it in the comments if you have some players that are available, and then I'll let you know. But out of these names, I'd go Parker Washington over Loveland. Even though I think Dortch is a sneaky option, he would be below these guys. I'd go Parker Washington here in that spot. Picked up Santos and dropped Riker. Good move. Yes, very good move. Santos continues to get disrespected for some reason in fantasy football. The guy only had one bad game since he returned from injury. Had double-digit points, I think, in 3 out of 4 games. But that one game, people just can't forget about it. It's almost like your girlfriend when she can't forget about that one thing that you did wrong when you did 37 things right. If you know, you know, and you know. Shakir or Dobbs, I'm going Romeo Dobbs in that spot. T. Higgins or Nico Collins, full point per reception. I do love me some T. Higgins this week, but I'm going Nico Collins. Dobbs, okay, my guy. The wrist ain't a big deal. The wrist? What did I say? Did I say something? The wrist ain't big? I don't know. Oh. Okay. Thank you. No, thank you. The matchup is too terrible. Yeah, I mean it's not great. It's not ideal. But again, they have been giving up points. Yeah, Keon Coleman out. I don't know what the hell Keon Coleman did. He did something gnarly because you would think 1 week would have been enough, but no. He's out again. So yeah. Sit one, Marks, Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams, or Montgomery. I'm sitting Woody Marks. This is Woody Marks just gonna have to kick my ass this week in fantasy, but I'm not interested in playing him, and especially in terms of these names. Again, he's getting a lot of volume, but he's not doing a lot with it. So whatever. Smash a like, yeah, smash a like, absolutely. We got 20, we got 26. Thank you very much. Judkins or Devontae Adams for the fantasy football playoffs. I mean, 2 different positions. That's a weird one, but I'm going Devontae Adams. These guy's a red zone king. Yeah, William Stevenson did in fact have darts, Baker, and Hurts. That's a nice problem to have, good sir. Okay, Hoover from the Shower's got a question in a second. That should be fun. In PPR redraft, let me get my words out correctly. Is London tradable, and what can I ask from? This is always so open-ended, man. I mean, yeah, he's tradable, but it depends. Like, feel free to put it in the comments, or I'm on X at the FF Realist. I mean, it depends on, like, is there somebody who needs a wide receiver? Then maybe you could trade him to him. Is there somebody who needs a wide receiver and you have a position need you can get back? That's the kind of thing we need to know here. But just on the surface, yes, he's tradable. And again, what can you ask for him? If you need to be better at wide receiver, try and work out a wide receiver. Try and see if you can get a lower level. You can get a running back and then a lower level wide receiver on the back end. But yeah, feel free to hit me up later. Yes, I know. Eric from the Shower. Hi, Mike. I'm 10-1 in my FF league, and words of encouragement for those teams on the fringe of making playoffs while I sit high in my throne. Yes, I appreciate that. And your victory actually helped me out immensely because I couldn't beat a 1-9 team. Yeah, listen, it's not so easy, guys. It's not automatic when you're a fantasy football analyst. I'm not a fucking analyst. I'm just a guy who has too much time in my hand and crunches too many numbers together and does a podcast. So, but yeah, thank you, Eric from the Shower. And yeah, keep on winning unless I see you in the playoffs, which I don't think I'm going to, but fuck it. Jaden Reed, rest of season outlook. Yeah. That's it. That's a great way to end the show, actually. Yeah. Not interested. There's better things to do. Speaking of better things to do, I am going to go eat some dinner now, but this has been fun. We're right about an hour. Appreciate you guys watching. We will be back with a live show on Sunday. We'll see if we do anything tomorrow or Saturday. I'll also have my fantasy football kicker show for the playoffs. Give you guys some good matchups for the playoffs. But yeah, until next time, stay thirsty, be kind to one another. We'll catch you on the flip side, and cheers.